Hey everyone, Christmas Day is almost here, so I wanted to give you a rundown of what I've been up to. First, we started off with our book club party. So every year I organize little gift boxes for everyone, and I make these boxes with some kind of joke and a little gift. And last year we played a game, you know, something to do with the books that we like, but this year I just made a little trinket or a key ring for everyone. And yeah, so that started things off, and then I got decorating at home. Yeah, so I started decorating, in fact, before we went on holiday, but I just did some of it and I came back and I thought, yeah, I'm on top of everything. But then I wanted to do so much, and there was just not enough time. Like, I had planned on using all my driftwood. I've got so much kept away and I keep trying to use them, but I can't make anything interesting. I only make frames or square frames usually. And I thought I'd make a ladder this year, to put up some Christmas deco on the steps and just keep the ladder maybe out in the by the entrance in the front porch. I never got to do that. I suppose I could have cut it, but none of the driftwood were very straightish, or they were all had so much of kinks and bends. So then I thought, oh yeah, I'll make a star maybe, but then that was not an option. Eventually I just found one stick that looked mostly straight, and I thought I'll put this wire. I had this wire remain from another project that I did on the vertical garden, and I've been seeing everyone putting chicken wire and doing up their porch with all these lovely pine and fir garlands. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll do that too. But the problem with that was there's not so many pine trees around. You can check. Kuro has to investigate everything. And yeah, so I put up the wire around this piece of driftwood, and then I thought I'll hang it up on the front entranceway by the porch, and then I could see what I could hang from it. But the plan was to I had these lights that I've got some red lights that I bought from a local store, and they are outdoor solar lights. So I thought, oh yeah, I'll hang that, and then I'll get the greenery to add to it. Yeah, because as long as I got the stick up and the wire was there, everything would be in place. And with these large red baubles, they could just dangle from the stick, and I could add the greenery around it. So I attached them. Initially, when we attached them without the stick, they were all so untidy, and the wind was just bashing them about in the front. So I tied up the extra string that it had just to shorten the length of these baubles, and just also to make it a bit more sturdier, since we get so much of wind here. It's terrible. And yeah, so I attached that, and then I hooked up that driftwood onto the front porch. And there it is, all the baubles, and then I just put in some fake poinsettias and left it with the lights. And then I bought a little tree. I don't know how that's gonna do. It's been in the pot. And then eventually I did up the archway in our door, but that didn't go too good. I bought this faux cedar, and there's my cute little fresh tree. Yeah, and I bought this faux cedar in one of the shops here, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll just use that, since days went by and I still hadn't gone to go and cut some pine branches. because as I said, I can't find it everywhere, and there were certain places I had to scout about that was in remote places. I could go and cut it, but I just didn't get the chance to go and cut it. I've been carrying a clipper in my car and driving around, just didn't get to it. So this had to do. I was just jumping from one thing to the next, because if one thing didn't work, then I thought, okay, let me try something else and work on it. And when we walked the dogs, there's I don't know what it is a pine tree, or a fir or conifer, and it has all these pine cones that fall on the ground, and that's at a park close to us. So I gathered some. I mean, I collect a few every time, and there were quite a few this time when we went, and I picked them up and brought them home, and I just hooked them up to some wire. And I thought I'll do groupings of them, and I could hang them onto the door arch. Initially, I had planned on using, you can see those little seed pods. Those are also some kind of pine cone, I suppose. It's a very tiny one. Yeah, I want to use that because I've got so much of that. But it was so hard to try and roll wire around it, and I couldn't even put any string around it because that shape is very different, and there's no groove to hook anything to it. So I'll have to stick it to something if I'm trying to use that little seed pods or pine cones. So it was this normal pine cone to be, and I just strung up however many I had. I only had a few that time. I think I had about 6. No, I think 9. And yeah, I strung them up, made them into like sort of bunches, and got them ready to go outside and hang them up. At this time, I still hadn't gotten any fresh pine or cedar branches for the front entrance porch, so that the faux one was still over the doorway. Oh, and I meant to say, you see, everyone's door opens inwards, and so does ours, but we've got a screen door as well. And after I did the doorway arch, I found that it was hanging over the screen door, and we couldn't open the door. So then I had to adjust it and move it up, and I wondered, why isn't mine working, and why is it hindering this door from opening, and what am I doing wrong? Why is it so low? And then I realized it's because of the screen door. The screen door opens outwards, so I had to move that arch a bit up, but it's still scraping on the door, and that's fine. Just got a few more days now to go, since we just like a week away from Christmas. So we're just managing with that screen door every time, brushing against that faux cedar branches and little sprigs that's hanging over it. They looked so cute when they were grouped together. I just wish I had more. So I think this year I'm going to collect quite a bit. So when 2026 Christmas comes along, I'll have enough. Before hanging up the pine cones, I went back inside, got some faux pine actually, and then strung it up over the kitchen bench, and I thought, oh, that looks better. Then I added some lights to it. It looks even better. And then I went shopping and found the most beautiful wreath. I mean, I just had to get that. I love everything wood, and anything that's handmade. And look at the craftsmanships on this. This is like bamboo, I think. This would have taken so long to do, and I just love the way the sticks are woven together, and I just had to have it. I mean, it wasn't sale actually, since we're so close to Christmas, everything was marked down. And yeah, I bought it and brought it and came and took out the other wreath that was then flung it and put this on. It's just stunning. But we had there was a mark on the wall that from another hook that was so visible, so I hung some pine cones in the center to camouflage it, but you could still see it. And that's if you went close up to it, you could still see that hole in the wall. Straight on, it looked good, but we couldn't ask visitors to just only look at it straight on. So if anyone went near, we were going to see that. So, oh yes, and I put lights on it, and it looked even better at night. And it was like the best thing I bought ever. Maybe not ever, but yeah, this Christmas it was the best thing I bought. I don't regret it at all. And then from that jumped to another thing. I used to do a lot of macrame. Well, this was a COVID project, or COVID hobby, I should say. I started making all these macrames, and I made a lot of things and gave away as gifts. But I had such lovely thread still, and I went to the thrift store, the thrift shop, and I found this pretty little Christmas tree candle thing. It was so cute, and oh gosh, I think I paid $10, and I don't have candles for it though. So I thought, I've seen people string up beautiful ribbon and strings and stuff. So I thought, oh yes, I could maybe use my my macrame string. If I cut it up and hang it from each branch or where the candles are, it will be so pretty with all these like sort of tassels hanging down. Oh, tassels actually. I didn't think of that. But anyway, I had that kind of idea, with the string. And I thought, yeah, I'll put them on each of the branches. And when I tied it up, first I thought, yeah, I'll put a bow on it. It'd be pretty bow and with the long strings dangling. But this string was just not right for it. It looked ridiculous. So I took it out, and I thought the string was too thick. And I thought, okay, if I start on top and work downwards, maybe as I fill it up it'll look good. And if it's dangling from the top and each row I needed to stagger it, but it just wasn't looking okay. So I cut up this thread, and I thought, yeah, if I brush it out, because macrame, if you brush it up, it gets this lovely fringe on the ends. And I thought if I brush it out, it'll be nice and frilly and soften the string a bit, and it'll look more like a tassel. But at the time I forgot about the tassel. And I thought, yeah, it'll be so pretty and loose, but it just wasn't working, and it just not what I thought it would look like. So I skipped that, and I went to the post box, strung up a whole bunch of baubles and hung it on the post box to pretty that up. And as we went for a walk, a morning walk, we've got all these gum trees that lose their bark. So I brought the bark home, and I thought, I love them. I love this bark. Every time I look at it, I think it's so pretty. I'm going to do something. And this morning, it was so early, there was no one around. I thought, yeah, I'm bringing it home. And look at it, it's so pretty. Then, I need to do something with it. It's quite firm. There's other bark from other gum trees that drop as well, and they are much thinner. So I want to pick those as well. I thought I would maybe wrap it around a wreath and have the bark around it. It'll look cute. Anyway, then I left that and went to the kitchen and made a little vignette of Christmassy things on the bench top in the kitchen. And I love looking at these things, so I keep putting them everywhere. Next evening, I decided to bake my Christmas cookies. Well, they actually shortbread. I make these every year for friends and for neighbors, and just I make a little jar of cookies for them. And so I was busy doing that. Christmas time, oh my God, this is all I'm doing, all nonsense, not doing any work, proper work. And then I left one batch a little too long, being distracted. And you can see my little this gingerbread men, they're supposed to be so pale, but they looking very dark brown there. So my family got all the burnt ones, and all the good looking ones went to my friends and neighbors. But they still tasted good, even though they got a little overdone. They were still fine. They just didn't look too great. Yeah, so I must say I've been just eating too much of cookies as well as I'm baking and eating. And yeah, I just love this time. This is all I do. That is why I don't get a chance to do anything else. And then I went back to change up this little tray. And, that's what I'll be doing over and over, going back, looking at things. I found this holly, and oh, that's my little bell. I thrifted that a couple years back, I think, or last year. It's so cute. So I put that on the tray. Yeah, this little holly sprig, I got it from work, and you can see the berries are ready to fall off because we are in summer now, and the berries come in winter. And that's my little stocking that I got last year. And this was a bargain Christmas tree, which is so cute. So that's why I had to change this tray up. And yeah, that's what I'll be doing. Just wasting time up to no good over Christmas and just loving every minute of it. Oh, it looks so cute with my candle. It's so Christmassy and festive. And because I can't sit still, I went and brought out my bag full of little pine cones. And I thought, let me do something with it. Since I can't string them up, I have a little holder sort of thing. It's I don't know. It was actually, I think, a candle holder. And it's just been lying here. I planned on doing something with it for ages, but never got around to it. So I thought I'll fill this little wire basket with those little pine cones and see what it looks like. And that way I can get to use up quite a bit of the pine cones. Well, let's just call them pine cones. They are some form of pine cone, but I don't know what they're actually called. And yeah, so I started filling them up, and yeah, I had to. Kuro wanted to be in the picture there, so I had to get him out of the way so I could fill this up. And some of them were really small. So they were falling through the gap, but I managed to reset them and fill it up. And that's what it looks like. So I'll fill more. I placed it outside. That's where I intended to keep it. And after I put it there, I thought I should have put some lights. I should have woven some lights in between, and it would illuminate it, but I didn't do that. And now it looks so dull because this basket or wire basket is black, and the pine cones are so dark as well. You can't notice it. But anyway, too late now. Well, I shouldn't say too late because I'm always digging with stuff. So let's see. I've left it here like this now. And my silver birch tree house, I hung the bell in the center. Now, I made this last year with some old silver birch branches that I had. And I just neatened up the string that I had tied last year. And I hung the bell there. So you can see I'm always changing stuff and redoing things. That's a fun part of Christmas, isn't it? You keep looking at how things look and if you can make it better. And that red ribbon looks so cute in it. Yeah, so I hung that up there. It looks festive. I suppose you can make anything look festive with a little bit of ribbon. And I potted up. I put all the cookies in their jars, so I was still busy here. So I just captured some before I forget, and I have them ready to just start giving them to my neighbors. And yeah, another look at my tray here, my little Christmas tray, and I put a candle there. Did I have the candle? And I just I took the bell out and I hung it up on the tree. So this is just another look of what it is like. Final, hopefully, less than a week to go to Christmas. And I burnt out this candle. I finished it over the last few days. So now I've got a fake tea light candle inside it because it's so cute. And then I found another board. I've got lots of these boards around, and I put some cookies in the jar. These ones are not for eating. I've got more in the container for everyone to eat. And my old and faithful reindeer, I put him next to it. And then this is my little Christmas dog. It's a Swarovski crystal. It was a gift, a Christmas gift a few years back, and I love to display it, but I don't know where to put him every year because he's so tiny and can get lost. So now this year I feel like this is a good spot because he's so prominent and glittery and everyone can notice him, and he's so cute there. So that's a little spot. And then the microwave, yes, I've got a little candle there, a little owl candle, and I just put a few things on top to make that spot look Christmassy as well. And why not? There's never enough space for me to put stuff everywhere. And there's a look at the mantle with my beautiful wreath. And yeah, this is by the TV unit. And I've got a pretty bird, and I had a cage, so I put that bird on the cage. And there's my bark, the tree bark. I used it as a sort of a platter. It's not standing straight, but it looks so cute. I've put all my pine cones. I went and picked up more, and I put them in there, and they look so cute. And there's a look of my, I've just got some branches there with some pine cones and stars. And I didn't use my brain with this thing I thrifted, so I just put the wreath over it and a pine cone and left it here for now. So this is how it's going to stay. Yeah, it's just standing there in the passage. And there's the lights. I thought I'd show you guys how everything looks. I didn't do this blue section. I even just threw them all over the plants here, and they just lit up the space. And I wanted to use them up because they were just lying inside and doing nothing. And that's our Christmas tree outside, which is a tomato cage, to train your tomato plant. We just added lights to it, and it's so cute. There's our post box and our stairs and all our lights there. So I didn't get to add any greenery on my porch arch there. So it's just lights this year. Maybe next year I can get some greenery, but yeah. That is it. So Merry Christmas to everybody, and I hope you guys are having a lovely festive season. And yeah, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and thank you for joining me every week. I just love it, and I love doing this, and you can see how chaotic I am. I'm just all over the place during Christmas because I love it so much. I'm just doing as much as I can, and it never stops, even right up until Christmas Eve. So, but after Christmas is done, that's it. Everything's packed away and gone. So I think that's where I shall leave it this week. So you guys be well and enjoy the time with family. Bye.